It was dark out, and I hadn't the energy to turn on any of the lights. I slowly reached down and picked it up, holding it cautiously in both hands. It's heavy, containing multiple pages within. It almost seems to, breathe. Flipping it over, I'm met by the eyes of a stamped face. Wax is sealing the envelope shut, and an imprint is stamped onto it. A perfectly circular face smiles widely up at me with beady eyes. I would think it's just a smiley face, but the gaze of it sends a shiver up my spine. I notice now that my hands are shaking, and fear clogs my throat. Why am I so afraid? I slowly start to lift the flap, causing the wax seal to break slowly. In a flash of lightning, the face smile almost seems to widen before being snapped in two. I pull out the neatly folded sheets of paper and walked into the living room. Abandoned plates and cups littered the coffee table and bookshelves. I'm too exhausted to care. I flip on the overhead light and sit down on the couch that faces the fireplace. A crack of lightning causes me to jump and the light bulb pops. I frown and go to get up from the couch to fix the light. Suddenly, thunder shakes the house, and I trip over my own feet. A blinding light illuminates the room and fire springs to life within the hearth. I stare at it dumbfounded, finding myself sitting back on the couch and the letter clenched in my hands. I look down at the pages and notice that my hands are wrinkling up the edges. I force myself to take in a deep breath, calming the pounding of my heart, and then I start to read. At first it just appears to be another note telling me how sorry they are. I feel an ache in my chest as I think back to the funeral, to the closed, heavy casket. I snap out of it when I read the line, "We cordially invite you to participate in an opportunity of a lifetime. What if we told you that you could bring him back?" I stop, my breath catching in my throat as another streak of lightning shines through the window. Bring him back? What kind of cruel trick is this? You might be wondering if this is some kind of trick. Some twisted person is having a go at a grieving widow. Well, what if it isn't? What extent would you go to have him back? I stop reading when I realize that I can't breathe. The air is caught in my lungs and I'm gasping for air. I set the pages down on the coffee table and I bring my knees to my chest, wrapping my arms around them. I bury my face into my lap and deep grief-filled sobs rack my body. Snot and tears running down my face and I see flashes of his smiling face. The face of his cooling corpse. My head swims and I feel as though I'm about to lose consciousness. Suddenly air fills my lungs and I can breathe again. My eyes land on the letter and a firm beating of my heart vibrates in my chest, filled with determination. I snatch the letter up and continue to read. This grand opportunity that we speak of is something we'd like to call the 10 steps. While different for everyone, your 10 steps will be absolutely perfect for you. Each trial hand designed and picked to test your desire and pure will to win. If you would like to play the game, please sign at the bottom of this page. We will begin your journey. Another one of those smiling faces stamped on the page, with a straight horizontal line beside it. I stare into those beady, empty eyes, and it feels as though they're staring back at me. What would I have to lose at this point? I wasn't giving any bank information or my social security, and if it turned out to be fake, things would just go as normal. But what if it was real? I go to find a pen, but notice there's still another page behind the first. I pull it to the front and begin to read. Hope slowly dies in the chest as I read one step after another. Fear slowly grips my lungs and beads of sweat dot my forehead. This is what I would have to do? All these horrible, terrifying things? I feel panic start to overcome me, and I jump to my feet. I march over to the fireplace and I'm about to hurl the letters into it when his face flashes before my eyes. His warm, gentle smile, his calming hazel eyes. My knees buckle and I fall before the fireplace in a heap. Panic, hope, fear, determination struggle to overpower the others. His handsome smiling face flashes alongside his gray, blood-splattered one. He was gone too soon. We had yet to begin our lives together. It wasn't fair. I clenched my fists, squeezing my eyes shut as tears fall from my face onto the letter. Overwhelming calmness washes over me and I open my eyes. Laid perfectly before me is in the front page of the letter, that smiling, circular face looking up at me. Beside it, a small glittering knife. On the handle of the knife is another one of those beady faces, its smiling teeth sparkling in the firelight. My heart pounds in my head as I slowly pick up the silver tool. My hands aren't shaking. I'm no longer crying. The fear and sadness has faded away, replaced by something else entirely. Before I can think rationally, I slice along the tip of my finger and smear my blood along the line. Lightning and thunder envelops the house, and I can hear faint, maniacal laughter. All the emptiness